the truck stop in North Stonington, Connecticut. So, what happened? I'll break it down right now. So, this is I'm not the only person that this happened to. It's happened to somebody else that I know. When you go in to the truck stop in North Stonington, Connecticut, sorry, pilot, but you got to check your people. I don't know if he's the owner, because it's I think it's a franchise. I don't know if he's the owner. I don't know if he's general manager. I don't know how high up there he is, but he's definitely in a supervisory position. So the way it works is, once you get off the exit, you gotta go, how do I explain it? All right. If you're headed into Connecticut from Rhode Island, when you get off the exit to go to this truck stop, you gotta make two rights. A right at the end of the ramp and an immediate right. You're not even gonna be able to straighten out your truck. That's how close it is. You gotta make another right, and then you gotta go maybe about, I don't know, 400 feet, 300 feet, about 300 feet to make a left into the truck entrance. So once you make it in, you got a gap in between the scale and the fuel islands. You got roughly about 8 to 10 fuel islands. But in order for you to get in, you have to go straight toward the back so you can make a U-turn so you can line up. What happened in my case is that I went behind a truck that was already at the fuel island at the far end. It is the fuel island closest to the entrance to the building. So I pull up to the island once the guy's done. He was there for a while. I was behind him for about maybe 15-20 minutes. He finally leaves. I pull into the fuel island, and this gentleman comes out and tells me not to park alongside the fence line, that there's parking in the back. And I looked at him like, that's how I looked at him. Like, he's obviously confusing me with somebody else, and I don't know who he's confusing me with, because I didn't see anybody parked along the fence line. Yes, the fuel island is close, but there's enough space so that you can drive through if you had to. But I was directly behind the other truck. So that kind of threw me off, and I'm looking at the guy. I'm not responding right away. I'm trying to figure out what this guy's angle is. So sorry about that. I'm trying to figure out how to reduce the noise. I know there's a lot of noise in here right now. Sounds like a fan is on full blast, but no. Make sure my windows are closed. Make sure the door's closed. Yeah, my door's closed. So I tell the man, I've been behind the truck that was here all the time. I wasn't parked at all. He left it at that, went back inside. When I went inside to go get fuel, My fuel card was not working. So I had to call, find out what was going on. This was taking time. But I didn't want to block the fuel pump. There was already one fuel pump that was closed, and trucks were starting to come in. So what I did was I pulled out, and there's no space in front of you. You know, like many truck stops, there's enough space for you to pull forward so that the person behind you can fuel up. But not here. You got no space in front of you. You got to get out of there. So what I did was I pulled out, went around, got on a fuel pump, eventually, because there were trucks in front of me. I fueled up, and as I'm leaving, I'm looking at my def, and I'm debating, it's low, take that chance of trying to get to another truck stop to get fuel and to get def, really. So I go around again. This is, I guess, the third time I'm going around. This guy comes back out and says, I don't know what you're trying to sell here, but you ain't doing it here. You got to get out of here. You got to leave. I didn't say anything. You didn't bother to ask, so I'm not saying anything. I let him go on his way. So he comes back out and he tells me, go to the exit at the far end and leave. He's throwing me out. I explained to him that there's a delivery truck in front of that fuel island, and that I will not be able to make the turn. He tells me, then back up. He says, oh no, I'm not backing up. That's not safe. Well, you better back up. Excuse me? No, I'm not backing up. So he starts writing all the information, the plates, everything. And then he comes back out to threaten me again, and at that point I was on the phone with Pilot explaining the situation, so I had to stop and say, listen, I'm going to leave. But now you're harassing me, and I'm making a complaint. Oh good, I'm making a complaint too. Was any of that necessary? Absolutely not. It was not necessary. None of it. Personal communication skills. It's very useful for us, right? Because when we go to shippers and receivers, sometimes we got to deal with individuals that don't have good interpersonal communication skills, and things just escalate as a result. Threats are made, loads are not delivered or not picked up, complaints are filed. It's a mess. And had he asked, he would have understood what was going on. He didn't bother. That wasn't. But I think I can make it to another problem. So the fuel was more concerning because that light was already on, and it had been on for a while. So I definitely needed fuel. I got the fuel, so I achieved that. And all I needed was some space so that I could leave. Hey, there's my brother. There's my brother from Whoa, what happened? From No Fly Zone Ricans. Carlos, what's going on, my brother? I'm telling everybody what happened to me at that truck stop. This manager came out ridiculous, making assumptions, not asking, not confirming anything, and getting aggressive. When you're a company driver, the things that are expected of you are at somewhat of a minimum. But those expectations will help you for the day you decide to establish this is a business for you, for the day that you decide to go buy your own truck. Those things that you learn as a company driver are going to help you if you take it to heart, pay attention, and put them into practice. Incidents like that, for example, if you got your own truck, your own business, cabeza de huevo, you're right, bro. That's what he is. He's a cabeza de huevo, bro. That dude just came out all crazy, sideways, everything, slipping and sliding because it was snowing. That dude was bugged out. You know, I don't know. Starts off with a false accusation. That's number one. And I'm parked somewhere where I wasn't even parked. Oh, I was watching you. You sure? Yeah, I'm gonna check the cameras. Yeah, that's a good idea. Check the cameras. Maybe from the angle you were sitting from, you might have been seeing things that you thought you were seeing when you weren't. Or maybe his coffee had a little extra something. I don't know. But yeah, that dude, totally unnecessary. And that's not this type of stuff that truck drivers need to be going through. Because, for example, right now I gotta go pick something up. And that's not the bad. The bad part isn't the fact that I'm taking this with me to go meet up with a shipper without knowing what his attitude. But you know, this is that one little grain that doesn't help, because if the shipper gets all crazy and ridiculous, now I really gotta go and put some effort in, you know, controlling myself. Nobody likes to be accused falsely of anything. Nobody likes that. And nobody likes being approached that way, where they make a false accusation and then they want to grill you for it. Nobody likes that. But that's something he should already know as a person in a supervisory position. And if you get your own truck and you start your own business, acting professionally is going to help you so much. Yes, you're going to need a lot of patience. You're going to need a lot of patience, because you're going to run into people like that. And in positions where you don't expect them to behave that way. So, you're going to need a lot of patience for the day you get your own truck. Because when complaints are filed against your DOT number, it can complicate your life. When you first get your DOT number, you're going to have to go through a required audit. But that first audit you get is only to make sure that you got all your ducks in order, you got the right type of insurance, type of shipments that you're going to be hauling, for the right type of cargo you're going to be hauling. They just want to make sure that you got everything in order. That's it. They're not there to chop your head off. They want to make sure that your truck is inspected, that you filed with a consortium, that you got everything set up properly. That's all they want to. That's all they're checking for. Oh man, it's gonna be tough. That's all they're gonna do. They're gonna check to make sure that everything is proper. But after that first one, once you start getting complaints, then you might get audited. But this time when they do the audit, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. I'm out of there. Hopefully the complaint that I made will be acted upon, and maybe they'll sit down or have a conversation with the guy and let him know that, you know, there are better ways to approach people, and that maybe he should try, because that will definitely affect business. And if that's a franchise, you know, Pilot is not gonna, they're not gonna want you to blemish their name. They're not going for that. So I don't know how many other people have complained. Like I said, it happened to somebody I know at the same location, and I don't know how many times that's happened. If it has happened often enough, yeah, Pilot might say either tone it down or our name comes off. I don't know how they're gonna work that out. But stay professional, guys. Stay professional. I'm gonna let you go with that. And stay fresh, man. Keep it moist out there. I'll catch up with you again. See ya.